The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Immigrants under attack. What do? Stand up, fight back. Immigrants under attack. What do? Stand up, fight back. Refugees under attack. What do?
Stand up, fight back.
Refugees under attack. What do?
Stand up, fight back.
End child detention.
End child detention.
Families belong together. No one is illegal. Stop the deportations. No borders, no nations. Stop the deportations. No borders, no nations. Stop the deportations. No borders, no nations. Stop the deportations. Thank you all for coming this afternoon. We respectfully acknowledge that we are located on Treaty 6 territory, a traditional gathering place for diverse Indigenous peoples, including the Cree, Blackfoot, Métis, Nakota Sioux, Iroquois, Dene, Ojibwe, Saulteaux, Anishinaabe, Inuit, and many others whose histories, languages, and cultures continue to influence our vibrant community. My name is Paula Kirman, and I am with the March on Edmonton Collective and the Edmonton Coalition Against War and Racism, the co-organizers of this event. We would also like to give thanks to the Alberta Federation of Labour for help with logistics, as well as Women for Rights and Empowerment, and No One is Illegal. Please tweet and Instagram and Facebook from today and join the cities, the hundreds of cities in Canada, in the United States, and around the world who are standing up for the rights of refugees and families today. The Be sure to add the YEG City hashtag to all of your tweets and posts, but the main hashtags for today are Keep Families Together, Families Belong Together, and Refugees Welcome. We are here today to call upon the Canadian government to demand that the U.S. end child detention and stop criminalizing refugees. Families belong together, and those who have been separated must be reunited. But we are hearing disturbing news that the location of many of these children who have been detained is unknown, that they are not receiving comfort or care, and are likely to be in physical danger due to lack of proper oversights. Shame. Shame. The emotional scars that these children are receiving will affect them for life. And the new executive order that was signed is not going to make things better. While supposedly ending the detention of children, it has brought in indefinite detention of families. And indefinite detention is against international law. We are calling for an end to all refugee detention and not just of children. Today and every day, we must call on Canada's federal government to condemn the U.S.'s exclusionary, racist, and unjust detention and deportation policies in the strongest terms. To scrap the Safe Third Country Agreement. To scrap the designated country of origin list and end the quota restrictions on refugee claimants and asylum seekers. To end immigrant detention and deportation in Canada. To grant permanent residence status to all undocumented and migrant people in Canada, including everyone who has crossed over from the United States. And to reckon with all of its historic and current practices of family separation of Indigenous Black and Brown children from their families through slavery and colonization. We also stand here today to acknowledge Canada's role in separating families through the history of residential schools, the 60s scoop, and the continued practice of removing children from Indigenous families and placing them into foster care. In addition, we must examine our country's own treatment of refugee children. In 2016 and 2017, Canada jailed 162 minors, 11 of whom were unaccompanied. Shame. In 2015-2016, the number was 201, 20 of whom were unaccompanied, and at least 6 people have died in immigration detention custody since Prime Minister Trudeau came to power. As well, today we have live-in caregivers in Canada who are bureaucratically separated from their children back in the Philippines. Confusing changes were made in 2014 to Canadian immigration rules, which has resulted in permanent resident status for live-in caregivers converting to possible citizenship being blocked, thus preventing family reunification. These changes were devised and implemented by Jason Kenney when he was in Stephen Harper's cabinet. So what can we do? We need to keep pressure on our Prime Minister, Immigration Minister, and our MPs. There are several people here today, I understand, who are handing out letters that you can sign and send. We also have sample wordings and links for email addresses on our social media and our Facebook event for today. For March On, we are at WMWYEG on all platforms if you want to connect and get more information. We also have postcards here today if somebody would like to volunteer to help hand out some postcards. Okay, so we're going to be hearing from a few speakers. We have a very short program today. But first, let's do some more chanting. And you know what? We're going to go live on Facebook. Ready? Refugees under attack. What do we do? Refugees under attack. What do we do? Refugees under attack. What do we do? No borders, no nations. Stop the deportations. No borders, no nations. Stop the deportations. No borders, no nations. Stop the deportations.
No nations. Stop the deportation. No borders, no nations. Stop the deportation.
No one is illegal. No one is illegal. No one is illegal.
No one is illegal.
Give yourselves a hand.